Imagine celebrating Christmas surrounded by raging waters, with streets that once held festive lights and decorations now completely submerged. This is the grim vision predicted by the mystic Baba Vanga, whose prophecies about a future marked by natural disasters have intrigued the world. Among her many predictions, Submerged Christmas stands out as a warning that the planet could suffer extreme weather events, leaving families destitute in the midst of the festivities. But what does this prophecy really mean? And how can it be interpreted in light of the challenges we already face today? Climate change has been a central theme in all of our lives. Just think of the recent news: floods in cities that have never faced such a scenario before, unexpected storms that sweep away entire neighborhoods and families losing everything. Baba Vanga, with her unique vision, associated these calamities with Christmas, a time when many people focus on togetherness, love, and hope. But the mystic warned that not even the magic of this time of year could escape the devastating force of nature. Are we prepared to see Christmas symbols, such as illuminated trees and nativity scenes, being swallowed up by murky waters? Think about the impact this would have on your daily life. Have you ever stopped to think about what it would be like to lose everything on a night that should be marked by joy? Remember the scenes that often appear on television: people on rooftops, rescued by makeshift boats, while the waters advance mercilessly. Now imagine this happening on Christmas Day, while children wait for presents and families gather to celebrate. This is the silent tragedy that Baba Vanga pointed out with frightening precision, a reminder that the forces of nature do not choose dates or holidays to manifest themselves. However, the prophecy also carries a tone of hope. Baba Vanga believed that in the face of great tragedies, people could find an inner strength to change. She predicted that solidarity and a sense of community would intensify after catastrophic events. Stories of people opening their homes to strangers, sharing food, and reaching out to those in need would become more frequent, showing that the spirit of Christmas, even when submerged, would never be completely extinguished. It is a powerful message that invites us to reflect. Are we really prepared to care for one another in times of crisis? And then there is the hidden side of this prophecy that few know about. Baba Vanga spoke of a particular city, a metropolis known for its exuberant Christmas celebrations, that would be completely devastated by a flash flood. This detail, often overlooked, reveals that the submerged Christmas may be more literal than symbolic. Coastal cities, especially those in regions vulnerable to rising sea levels, are mentioned in her stories. But the name of this city remains a mystery, as if she wanted to warn us about all cities at risk. Do you live near a river or in a coastal area? Perhaps it is time to rethink Christmas traditions and prepare for an uncertain future. The connection between this prediction and current events is disturbing. Think of the events that have plagued the world: Venice struggling with high tides, New York facing devastating storms, and entire villages disappearing under torrents of water in Asia. Baba Vanga seemed to foresee that humanity would face challenges like these, but the sunken Christmas is a metaphor that goes beyond that. It is not just about a day of flooding, but about a society swallowed up by neglect and caring for the planet. How many of us really care about reducing the environmental impact of our daily actions? Now, imagine the scene: Christmas lights twinkling under the water, toys floating with the current, and families separated by the force of nature. Baba Vanga didn't just want to scare. She wanted to provoke reflection. Her words invite us to look at what is already happening around us. Think of the signs: record floods, drastic changes in weather patterns, and the fragility of many cities in the face of catastrophes. Do we still have time to change the course of this story? Or are we heading towards an inevitable fate? But not everything is despair. Even in her darkest predictions, Baba Vanga believed in the human capacity for adaptation. She mentioned that, after the underwater Christmas, a new collective consciousness would emerge, an unprecedented desire to protect the planet and its communities. She envisioned people coming together in sustainable actions, reevaluating their consumption and creating innovative solutions to face climate challenges. Perhaps this is the great message hidden in her prophecy. chaos can be a catalyst for change, and Christmas, even underwater, can be reborn stronger. What about you? Have you stopped to think about the impact of your actions on the world around you? Maybe it's time to act, to make conscious choices, to protect what is most important. Because, after all, the underwater Christmas does not have to be an inevitable reality. It can be a warning, a call for all of us to reflect on the world we want to leave for future generations. After all, can we transform a scenario of destruction into a story of redemption? What makes this prophecy even more frightening is the mention of a tsunami that could hit the Canadian coast. Imagine the impact of a colossal wave sweeping away entire cities, especially during the Christmas season, when many families gather to celebrate. VANGA warned that water would play a devastating role in future events, and Canada, known for its natural beauty and extensive coastline, could be one of the most affected places. Have you ever stopped to think about the power of nature and how it can transform landscapes in a matter of minutes? It is impossible to ignore the fact that coastal areas around the world are increasingly vulnerable to extreme events. Many people ask, but could this really happen? Look at the recent statistics. Underwater tremors in the Pacific have been monitored more frequently, and the possibility of a tsunami hitting areas like the Canadian coast is real, according to experts. Imagine cities like Vancouver, which combines urbanization with proximity to the ocean, facing a threat of this magnitude. The images of waves devastating homes, ports, and entire neighborhoods are difficult to imagine, but not impossible. Do you live in a coastal region? How would you feel knowing that a natural event of this magnitude could change everything in an instant? At this time, as we reflect on the fragility of our existence in the face of natural forces, it is important to remember the power of prayer. Prayer is not just a religious act. It is a moment of connection, of hope, and of sending positive energy to those who need it most. Why not take a moment out of your day to pray for all the people who live in vulnerable areas, whether in Canada, Brazil, or anywhere else? Pray that, even in the face of tragedy, the human spirit continues to prevail. Because, at the end of the day, spiritual unity can bring comfort and strength, even in the darkest hours. But I want to make it clear, this video is not intended to alarm anyone. Our goal is to bring this issue to the forefront, provoke collective reflection, and encourage preparation for challenges that may arise. We cannot ignore the signs that the planet gives us daily. Are we taking good care of our home? Are we ready to face whatever may come? These are questions that only you can answer, and I invite you to share your thoughts and concerns in the comments. So tell me, what do you think about all this? How do you prepare for potential natural events in your region? The conversation continues, and your opinion is essential. Write your thoughts in the comments and, together, let's keep this dialogue alive, because the future depends on the actions and decisions we take now.